hearsay that she say, oh, let us know. See them, yeah, let them say, oh, I got that for you. All these talk of hearsay that she say, oh, let us know it. Believe me, all I'm guilty of is loving you. For all the things they say and try to do to separate me and you, still I got enough love for you. Oh, yeah, enough love for you. Oh, yeah. No lies, no games, no fronting up a fight. You always be mine. Think I'll live up, rain or shine. I love you for all time. Just be good to me. I'll be good to you. Just be good to me. No matter what they say, this go and tell her you're sorry. Go and tell her you're sorry. You ain't too big to apologize, no.
I'm telling you, yo, Central Lee, when rock and come in now.
If you give it much about her,
Let me see all the ladies that move to this one right now.
see us tonight, yeah.
One DJ, you go on good.
You make her ring her warm even though she's still your baby. But that's not the way to treat a lady. If she is wrong, try show her the right. No need to quarrel, no need to make a fight, because the daughters take a little longer.
So we're gonna give you a nice vibes here tonight in Central Lee with Leo.
Of the father,
We're gonna give you a nice vibes tonight here in Central Lee with Leo.
I said the daughters take a little longer to do the works of Jaja. Never let her go astray. Try to show her the right way. Yeah. We're gonna lay it on bright and early, for the heat is on. And I know that you're ready. You just lay it on now. Now that we are moving in. Darling, even if it hurt to cry, hush, darling, 'cause I'm not gonna tell you why, hush, darling. It's after a storm, there'll be a calm, and I will keep you warm, darling. Now every man's cup is very great and overflowing. Father, I know things are going wrong, yeah. It's wickeder than before. We really check so we could have run things, but it don't look so anymore. No. Come down, Father, come down. Come down, Father, come down. Come down, Father. Come down, baby, come down, Father, make it come down. In my heart I know that you won't let your chosen people suffer.
life and it up.
Mic check, mic check.
My time pick it up.
Remember to please support the bar.
Down full style, strictly up, full vibe. I pick it up on the bills.
I will log on special. 3 for 12.
When we challenge, when your best friends are gone and you show.
Enough to eat and drink, yes.
Everybody wanna feel like we. Forget your troubles and you rock with me. You don't feel like reggae music.
And remember, the Ndp boat rides, the 1st of May. To back way, it's $45, yes. Get your tickets early.
You don't feel like reggae music.
But in the meantime,
sweet. For every pain there's a melody, yeah. For every trouble there's a harmony that brings everything together. So make us sing together. And who said like the order? And everybody got their struggle. I beg you to help me, Lord, and let me overcome my troubles. Skanking sweet. Everybody wanna feel like we. Forget your troubles and you rock with me. Feel a reggae music sweet, yeah, skanking sweet. Everybody wanna feel like we. Forget your troubles and you rock with me. You know feel a reggae music sweet, yeah, skanking sweet. We skanking till the morning come, until the day when my troubles are gone. Hallelujah, we're grooving. Everybody wanna feel like the troubles and the rock with me. You know feel a reggae music sweet. Everybody wanna feel like me. The troubles and the rock with me. You know feel a reggae music sweet. Everybody wanna feel like me. But the troubles and the rock with me. Feel a reggae with me. Everybody's skanking sweet. Everybody's skanking sweet. Everybody's skanking sweet. Everybody's skanking sweet.
Come on, say come away from the land of the sinking sea. Come on, say come away, oh we children of Zion. Come on, say come away from the land of the sinking sea. Oh we children of Zion. Hear the words of the word. For too long you've been living in confusion, trapped in the world of delusion. Now in the age of the opium of illegal, up in my race, rise to this occasion. And come on, say come away from the land of the sinking sail. Come on, say come away. the wall, them a push it. Hey, you know, year 2001, there's a message to the world. No more war. No more war. And here I go, so for the youth that run the wall, them a push it further. Oh no, you don't know who they are, and them they never heard. But tonight, no fuss, no fight. Let's get together and all unite. Oh God, genuine love we are dealing forever. Genuine love that we brother, yeah, forever and ever. Genuine love that we sister, yeah, forever and ever. Oh no, and go so one miss love me mean that from the heart. And he will not stop trying. No youth had that we all one fight.
Never lost my way, never turned foreigner. Never lost my way, never turned foreigner. Reach out the crossroad. Never lost my way, never see the hype and get confused. Never lost my way, never turn fool when I reach out the crossroad. Never lost my way, never see the hype and get confused, yo. I'm the element of surprise, fetish of the fetish and survive, yeah. Over the mountains I lift my voice, angels harmonize, yo. Give them another high pitch, light up another big spliff, yo. When we sing we don't rich, and the money man I look out of this, yo. Never lost my way, never turn fool when I reach out the crossroad. Never lost my way, never see the hype and get confused. Never lost my way, never turn fool when I reach out the crossroad. Never lost my way, never see the hype and get confused.
Me day at home one day, I'm out with a white man will come all the way from Norway. And him turn to me and say, how comes Jamaica full of some screw face? Same time I lift me head to the sky, and a teardrop fall from me high. Me say, man, you come and go for a drive. Let me show you why me cry. Look on the gully side. Do you see anything to smile about? Look at that hungry child, yeah. Do you see anything to smile about? Look at the school where you them love to get an education. Do you see anything to smile about? Look at the conditions of our police stations. Do you see anything to smile about? No. Same time the brother said, how can the nation be living this way? And the next thing him said, how can the government play so many games? Same time me have fun to the ground. Got this much more than come.
I see them coming after my soul. I see them coming after my soul, wanting to take control. Wanna give me lots, wanna give me bling, wanna give me all the material things. I hear them talking about what the world has to offer.
So ladies and gentlemen, we are about to resume
What they have done
with our speakers here tonight in Central Leeward Ground Zero.
the prophets. But I'm not afraid, no. No, I'm not afraid. No, I'm not afraid, no. If you're home, let them come, 'cause I'm protected by the Most High One.
All right. So Central Leeward, we are here tonight and we continue the message. We continue the message for change, and we want you to echo it throughout the length and breadth of St. Vincent and the Grenadines after tonight. There are many persons who are here with us tonight. I must acknowledge, of course, the Vice President of the New Democratic Party. I must acknowledge the presence of the Vice President of the New Democratic Party. Major the Honorable Sinclair Leacock is here tonight. Make some noise. I would like to encourage him to come forward to bring you some greetings here tonight, because I know you would, of course, would like to hear from him. You would also hear from the other Vice President, Patel Matthews. The Honorable Patel Matthews is here tonight with us. And Senator Kebakas Batiste is here with us tonight. And of course, the next Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines is here with us tonight, and you will hear from him tonight as well.
That's right.
So we want to, of course, make sure, ladies and gentlemen, that you hear from the leadership of the New Democratic Party. You understand the vision, you understand the focus, you understand the drive and the determination to make sure that we press on for truth, for justice, and for democracy in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. It is important that you continue to rally behind the New Democratic Party, because the New Democratic Party continues to fight the good fight. From the 2015 general elections until now, we have been pressing forward with the petitions. We have been pressing forward for the truth. We have been pressing forward for justice and democracy. And we've been there every step of the way. And we ask that you continue to join and rally with the New Democratic Party. Because when the leadership of the New Democratic Party rallies the call for each and everyone to come out and stand strong with the NDP, you have to answer and heed that call. Please welcome on stage now, ladies and gentlemen, to bring you some greetings. Make some noise for the Major.
Thank you, and thank you again. President Friday and colleagues of the New Democratic Party, our very strong supporters of Central Leeward, Ground Zero, Leyu, and I can't leave out the most wonderful people in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, those people from Central Kingston. I haven't come to speak here tonight. I'm not a scheduled speaker. But at least I have to say something. Good night. Please be assured that the Major has a lot to say and will say when that time is right. Perhaps you will hear some of that next Saturday night for those of you who come to North Windward. But in any event, sooner rather than later, I expect to speak somewhere in Kingston, and ideally in Sharps, my capital, my stronghold. At this stage, I believe St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and certainly in the New Democratic Party, you have a good hold and understanding of who the Major is and what he represents, and what is my commitment to the leader of the party, to the New Democratic Party,
what to stand for,
and what I feel in my own heart for St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I'm in no doubt, absolutely no doubt, that in a real sense, at this time in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the people are actually ahead of the political parties. Now you may ask me what I mean by that. From the ULP side, the people are fairly determined that they've had enough of that political party.
I agree.
And from the NDP side, they are clear that they are ready for a new government in St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Oh yes.
So it's there for the grabs.
Yeah.
And it's for us in the New Democratic Party, as indeed we are, to present ourselves to you, not just as the government in waiting, but as the party that can't wait to be in government.
True.
If you know me and you know me well, I'm restraining myself because I don't want to say some things. You want me to say it? This is the last time I will be in opposition in the Parliament of St. Vincent.
That's right.
Absolutely. Last time I'm sitting down in the opposition bench in St. Vincent and and that means between now and whenever the election bell is called, I'm giving it my all.
We walk in.
Not just I work about me and I work about Central Kingston. Maybe you all don't want me to complain. It means that we have over 35,000 people who are waiting for us to do the work that has to be done to ensure elections. I'm a serious man when it comes to politics. And we have to run on all 15 pistons in the New Democratic Party to see good government for people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. That's what I want to see. That's what I'm going to be assured of. And I will be extremely hard on every single candidate in the New Democratic Party to give a victory for the New Democratic Party. If that's not the mission, get out of the race. Straight and simple. Our people have suffered too much. And I ain't speaking halfway. We deserve it. We're working hard for it. Our people want it. And we must deliver it. I'm under no doubt that with a New Democratic Party government, life will be better in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Like that. Easy like a Sunday morning. Easy like that. That's the confidence that your major has in himself and in the president and the leadership in the Democratic Party.
That's right, my brother.
We'll start government from the bottom up, and we'll deliver to you a better St. Vincent and the Grenadines. So tonight, all I have to do is wish you well.
Yes.
And say to my brothers and sisters in the New Democratic Party, let's go for it. Let's give the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines and it's Ndp. Let's give the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines what they deserve. Good and the best government. Good night. Thank you. God bless
Central Leeward, we go in and we go in fast. We go in and we go in good. And remember what the L in ULP stand for. What stand for again? Them lie. Answer them thief. I want all to remember that here because when they get a little slang, they just like to rub it in, so we had to rub it in back. How you go again? They lie. Answer them thief. Alright. I am going to bring on stage the next speaker. We just celebrated International Women's Day. And let us say what they want to say about the New Democratic Party. We have some of the strongest women. We have some of the most vibrant women. So strong that them on the other side just crumble and shake when they hear persons like the next speaker come on stage here tonight. And she knows exactly how to deliver it in and out of the house. She has also been fighting hard, tooth and nail with the petitions. She's one of the persons, one of the lawyers, the many lawyers, and part of the team that has been fighting hard for you, for truth and for justice and democracy in this country. And I want all the women here tonight, and fellas, I want you to join with the women and make as much noise and welcome on stage Senator Kate Buckles.
Good night to our leader. The next Prime Minister, St. Vincent. Good night, Central. Good night to all the people the diaspora listening to. We call this meeting Democracy on Trial. Truly, after listening to the petitions, you must accept that our democracy is under threat. So I have a question for all of you in Radio Land, all of you listening. What are you going to do to preserve our democracy? This is not a question for the courts alone. This is a question for you, for your children and your grandchildren, down to the third and fourth generation. You have to preserve your democracy. You know, the only difference between a democratic government and an undemocratic government is with reference to free and fair elections. Because if they keep teeth in the election, how could that be a democratic government? So in 2015, according to Bill Davis, at 8:39, he was still counting votes mentally in North Leeward, and the Prime Minister was sworn in at 7 o'clock. So at 7:07, he was sworn in. That is the strength of the North Leeward case. But let me talk about the procedure for election. You see, because the law says that the judge can set aside the election and award the election to the two petitioners. That can happen. That can happen. Or he can confirm it, or the judge can order a new writ or ordered the Governor General to issue a writ. So, it ain't no if we win, they still win. They can order a new writ. The judge can do that and call a new election. But here it is. Regardless of what happens on the 21st, you are a winner. We are a winner. We have already won. We have exposed what they have been doing to steal our democracy. And I am charging every single Vincentian to ensure that they never get away with that again. Never. This is for the people. This is the people's victory. And now we know what they were doing. You have to be vigilant. So, who changed the ballot boxes? Because Prime Minister said, even though it is under his ministry, supervising elections is independent. Whose decision? Who changed from what the law says, wooden boxes that can be locked with a key, with a proper seal, that if you were to tear it off, it would disintegrate? Who decided to put a ballot box with a completely detachable lid, with a big slot that could drop in 50 ballots at the same time, without a key, with some seals or some tags that you can cut off? But here it is. Those tags had numbers on them. But we learned in court that the supervisor of the election never said to record the tags. You ask yourself, why? Why? Which means that anybody could cut off those tags from those bread bins and nobody would know. Who decided to change to a label that you can just peel off? That is the evidence that came out in court. The supervisor of the election said that. The presiding officers that the label you could just peel off. In 2009, there was a referendum. That is the first time they used those ballot boxes. Read her report. She said she was concerned about the boxes and the quality of the seals. In 2010, she did another report. This time she specifically said she was concerned about the ballot boxes that did not have keys according to law. In 2015, the ballot boxes were not changed. Read her report. Not a single line about those illegal ballot boxes. And you know, when Pete Scotland tried to question her about her report, you know what she said? That she said she can't recall. She cannot recall her report from 2009 or 2010. That is a supervisor election. So they brought who I call the Wizard of Oz. Because you know, after St. Lucia, Ralph Gonsalves said he ain't one asked to find no more. So they went for Mendez, very good lawyer, the Wizard of Oz. But you have to be the Wizard of Oz to try to win on the type of evidence that we brought into court. Only the Wizard could swing that. He did a valiant job. But I tell you, regardless of what happens on the 21st, we have won those cases. Now, and what is more, you know, they have spent about 5 million EC of your taxpayers' money. 5 million EC to pay about 6 or 7 lawyers. They brought in 4 from abroad. Already they admitted 650,000 US to spend. I understand that this trial cost 1 million US just for Wizard of Oz. 1 million. That does not include the airfare for all of them to come in, the hotel accommodation, the food, the transportation. So after stealing the election, you have to pay. You have to pay them to come in. So I know most of you know what happened in Central. The main thing is, we are claiming over 700 ballots should not have been counted. 300 and something because they had absolutely no mark, no official mark. The law said they are void. The other 300 and something because the secrecy of the election was breached. Ask yourself, who designed the ballot papers? That is the big question. Now, the supervisor of election comes under the Prime Minister's office, and we know that Jane Francis always transferred to that office before an election.
Yes.
But they don't know anything about it. Prime Minister threw her to the dogs.
Boy.
She said in an affidavit that she looked at the design of the ballot. She overlooked the ballot papers at the printery. She said when it was finished, she took some of the ballots and looked at them to make sure. And she said there was no printing mark. But in saying that, she's saying that she passed those ballot papers with the bad design. Why? After all those years of running elections in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, they will design a ballot paper with the box for the presiding officer and the initials on the counterfoil. The law says it should be on the ballot paper. Why? So that when you bring it back and you tear off the counterfoil, you can see the mark without having to open the ballot. Our case is that nearly 99% of the ballots in this constituency alone, the secrecy was breached because it was done in such a way that in order for the presiding officer to make sure that it was the same ballot, you had to open the ballot paper. In North Windward, we brought witnesses who said that he himself saw how 60 persons voted in one constituency. He alone. He said that the presiding officer, Veronica John, peeked at the ballot to see who people voted for. When a ULP person came in, she would be very welcoming. She was singing the song, "Me and me neighbor voting for Labour, show me your voting finger." Could that be a good election?
No, no.
Regardless of what the code says, could that be a good election?
No.
Veronica John should never be a presiding officer in St. Vincent and the Grenadines again. Never. But that was not all. Apart from being unwelcoming, according to our evidence, when ULP came in, she refused to put the vote of an Ndp person in the ballot box. Threw it down on the table. Why? She said she heard a click and a flash. In broad daylight, she saw a flash. Even the lawyer on the other side said that was wrong. You cannot disenfranchise a voter because you think you saw a flash. So I say this to say to you, they are very worried about North Windward. 2 lawyers from the other side confessed to me that North Windward bothers them. Central Leeward too, but North Windward because they did not have one single Form 16. Let me explain. The Form 16, in the words of the supervisor of election, is the account for the election. It is the audit. It is how you know how many votes were issued to which person. How many ballots were issued. How many books. That is the account for the election. My dear people, we pleaded in our petition in North Windward that not a single Form 16 was issued. They did not have any. Would they bring it? Did they bring it into court to say, sure, look at here, we have them? No. Neither Phil Davis, who is the returning officer, nor Veronica John, not a single Form 16. But lo and behold, halfway through the case, after they realized how serious it is, they turned up with something they call Form 16 and shook it on Keith Scotland's hand. They are not in the case. But let me ask you this, where they got them from? Veronica John said, if they're Form 16s, they lock up in the ballot box. Bill Davis said he had Form 16s, but he got them and he lost all his papers. Now tell me, our taxpayers' money paid that man to run an election. He took mental notes. He lost all the papers. He lost the tally sheet. And he said even the papers of Grady King, he lost them. They can't be found.
No, that's lie.
So I'm saying that the North Windward petition, honestly. But let's talk about Central Leeward also. Here in Central Leeward, how can you disenfranchise an entire polling station? Because they admitted that. The lawyer, the Wizard of Oz, admitted that all those votes would be invalid. We gave them a case, gun and sharp, where less than 1/3 of the polling station had to be declared, had to be disenfranchised. That means you can't count the votes. It's as if they never voted. In gun and sharp, in Central Leeward, 100% of a polling station has to be declared void. How could any court then say that that election is valid? Of course, we wait on the judge, because there are always two sides. The other side is saying that you have to minus the votes from each candidate, how much Ben got and how much Straker got. And if Straker is still leading, then he should still win. We say no. We say that the law says that an election where you have to disenfranchise an entire polling station and about 1/3 of another polling station, and where 90% of the votes breached the secrecy, the oath of secrecy, that is not an election, that's a sham election. So, as of right, Ben Exeter should have been your representation. He should have been your representation. But they thieved the election. And this is not the first time. Miraculously, 2010, lights went out, and the same thing happened. We cannot afford to let that happen again, my people. Listen to me, you have the power. You have the power. Be vigilant. Look at your ballot. In fact, I'm asking all of you to call on that new supervisor of election to vamp all those presiding officers and all those returning officers. We don't want another Jeffers who can't recall, or another Willis Christopher who can't recall, or another Bill Davis who lost all the records. You realize how serious that is? It's not a football election, you know. It's not a little election with a club. It is a national election. And you tell me that you lost all the papers? Listen to me. The petitions were filed merely 21 days after the election in 2015. Your duty when you take an oath is to be free and fair and keep proper account. You cannot tell me that you lost all the records. Do you believe that? Do you believe that? What are they hiding? But I'll tell you something. Those so-called Form 16s that turn up, we understand that something strange went on the Saturday night after the case started. A particular vehicle was parked in a particular old abandoned police yard next to someone who lives in Langley Park. What were they doing in that vehicle? And then they turn up with what they say are Form 16s. But don't worry about that, because those Form 16s were not before the court. They cannot reinvent them. Veronica John said
She substantially changed her witness statement. Bill Davis substantially changed his witness statement. He told the court in a witness statement that he collected every single ballot box. This witness statement was made since July. Every single ballot box. He came to court and said, but you know something? A man named Brady King collected half and I collected the other half. Our witness, a lady called Cheryl Sutherland, who had to be subpoenaed to come to court. She was called by Brady King and Bill Davis to witness the count. She didn't even want to come to give evidence, but she's a woman of truth. So I had a subpoena to come to court. She told the court, Your Honor, sir, there was no counting. She said they did not count final votes. She said they count the counterfoils and they count the spoiled votes and they had some forms to be filled in, but they did not count the votes. The Wizard of Oz cross-examined her up and down. She was never moved. She said, sir, they did not count. She said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They did not count the votes. Now, if they did not count the votes and they can't produce any Form 16, on what did they declare that Montgomery Daniel won? On what? On his mental notes. He also said in his affidavit, the count according to their case lasted 5 hours, from about 8:30 in the morning to about 2 when Cheryl left. He came to court and told the court he counted from 8 until 8:30 in the night, counted votes, mental notes. Come on. How could anybody believe this man? So here, I am calling on the new supervisor of election to recall all those people who are presiding officers, who are returning officers. I am saying that the NDP must have a say in who, until we get an independent electoral commission, not one under the guidance of Ms. Francis. Until we get an independent electoral commission, we must have a say in who are presiding officers. I'm not saying they're all like that, but there could never be another Games. Where is Games? Answer me. He is a party. This is very serious. He is a party. And Games never came to give evidence. Never came to give evidence. Because his affidavit was so filled with lies. By the time the other people finished giving their evidence, they dare not call him. Just like in North Evil. The person who they said, I forgot to tell you all, that in NW1, North Windward, there were 39 counterfoils more than ballots. Where the ballots for those gone? There were ballot books with papers missing from them. And then Veronica John will come to court and change her evidence to match. But the lady who she said counted the counterfoils, who gave a witness statement, they never brought her into court. They never brought the person who Bill Davis said counted with him. All excuses. Listen to me, my people. We have two strong cases. And I'm a lawyer, but tonight I'm a politician. We don't need the law to tell us. The thief, the election. Give me the song. Give me the song there, the can't recall. There's a new song by Tommy. The whole truth and nothing but the truth.
Like the playing games of
come, I want to leave you with how I began. First of all, let me shout up Western George. Western George, yes, I see my people behind there. Western George. They bring a retired teacher. They're bringing a retired teacher because they say CES is a mess. They can't deal with CES no more. This man retired. I understand that a package was given. What do you think he coming for? To help all you? You think he coming to help all you? Not at all. He has the key for Western George. Alright? He has the key for Western George. Alright? 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 Good night, good night, good night.
I'm not giving up. I'm staying right here.
Come on, all make some noise again. Let me Central Leeward family there right now. Central Leeward. All the logo, there we go. Yes. All the jump up for the cameraman and them. Jump up for Kenton. All the jump up for Kenton and for the news media them. Let us see. Let us see Ndp family. We're going straight to victory. What we tell them? I know I like it that one. But we have other speakers to come. We have the Vice President of the New Democratic Party, the Honorable Patel Matthews, in the crowd. I'd like to encourage him at this time to come and bring some greetings for us here tonight in Central Leeward. So, come, Brother Patel. Come, make some noise for Brother Patel Matthews. Leeward in the house. Leeward family in the house, man. Leeward massively, me hear you. Yes. I want me Leeward people them. Not Leeward people. Let me hear you. Make some noise, Leeward people. Make some noise. Yes, we have the girls right here. We have Shika, we have Shamika, we have Aki. And the girls make sure that we are represented well tonight. Tonight, it's indeed a pleasure for me to be here again in the second most beautiful constituency of the Leeward Coast. Because when you know when it comes to beauty, North Leeward is beyond measure. Tonight, we are here with our brother Benjamin Exeter because we know for a fact that had the elections were free and fair, tonight we will be here celebrating with your representative Benjamin Exeter. Ladies and gentlemen, you heard what went on in the code. I am sure that many of you
Even though you knew what went on, but you were shocked to the extent of the thieving and the lying that took place in the 2015 elections. Brothers and sisters, we are at a crossroad in this country where we are seeing good people selling their souls to the devil. When you look at the majority of the presiding officers, most of them were teachers. And it's a shame. It is a shame, because I was once a teacher, to hear many teachers who are presiding officers literally sell them souls to the devil.
Yes, that's right.
And you know what is so interesting? I was reading something online in the newspaper, and one of the lawyers saw the respondents. You know what they said? They should lock them up. They should prosecute them because they lie and they thief. They should lock them up because they committed something that was wrong. And they know it. And hence the reason for the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines not getting the government that they deserve. Tonight, we are here from the New Democratic Party, and we have sung in the message. We have sung it loud and clear that when the next election is called, nothing that happened last election will happen again. Sensation, you have to take a stand. You have to ensure that democracy prevails in this country. You must ensure, my brothers and my sisters, that when you vote, that your vote must be counted. You must ensure that when you vote for change, that the change must come to us. Because if you don't do that, you'll be enjoying the hardship that we are enjoying today. This country, throughout my entire adult life, I have never seen a country so hard like St. Vincent and Grenadines.
That's right.
People cannot send their children to school because they can't make ends meet. You have to know, you have to sometimes borrow money to pay your light bill. You have to be juggling money to pay your water bill. Come on, people, never in St. Vincent and the Grenadines have we have these things before. Something is fundamentally wrong. And what is wrong? The wrong government is in place. The government that you did not vote for. The government that took the election. You know what is interesting? At the beginning of the case, the Prime Minister was in Dubai. He advised his lawyers to make a no case submission. Remember that? But when the evidence started to pour out now, and he realized the job, you know what he said? Well, I have nothing to do with elections. You can imagine that? But I want the ULP people to understand that Ralph Gonsalves threw all of them under the bus. He said they should be prosecuted because he has nothing to do with them. They have done to start to work, and I hope that they learn the lesson. And I hope that whenever the election bell rang again, they should realize that the New Democratic Party is the party of the people and should be supported in the government of St. Vincent and Grenadines. Well, imagine this. When we had the elections, petition being on. You don't know what we want. Was that part of the petition? What was interesting, you know, when they asked the supervisor election a question, she said, well, the only place I saw them kind of ballot was in North Leeward. But you know what was interesting? The supervisor of elections, the main electoral officer, the person whose responsibility it is to ensure that you have a free and fair election. When we were doing the recounting in Shatibele and all the mistakes came up, she did not even correct and say that was wrong. But you know why she came to North Leeward along with 13 lawyers to ensure Patel Matthews lost. But the people of North Leeward, we stand firm. And even though they had the plan, we voted the plan. So when they thought they have us covered, as we just say, you take me on, me just a come. The people of the North Leeward constituency, irrespective of all the hanky-panky they did, irrespective of all the photo party that they did, we weren't able to triumph. North Leeward. But I have news for them. Next election, all the bumpers set the bumper set, all the thieves, we will elect them again. Yes, my people. And somebody said tonight, and I want to reinforce what I said earlier on, in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the only how we have to ensure that the Labour Party do not show its ugly head again is to come out in your numbers and overwhelm the vote for the Democratic Party. Make sure that the young people in your household, make sure that they are registered. Make sure they have an ID card and check your ID card too to make sure it is not expired. We have to do these things in order to counteract all what is happening. This is our time, people. This is the time of the new Democratic Party to control government to St. Vincent and the Grenadines. This is the time of the new Democratic Party to ensure at every household somebody should be working. This is the time for the new Democratic Party to introduce a national health insurance program. This is the time for the Ndp to pay for all your children sexy. This is to ensure that proper funding goes to the book road scheme. And the only how the citizens and we can achieve this is this man as the Prime Minister. Dr. the Honorable Patrick. We have to ensure that our people are given the best living standard possible. Only the New Democratic Party can give that to you. Brothers and sisters, in my constituency of North Leeward, sometimes I ask myself, are we behind God back? When you look at our constituency, the most beautiful constituency on mainland, the one has all the potential for terrorism. But what is the government doing? Only when election time, they remember us. In 2013, we had an experience with the flood in Chateauneuf. In North Leeward, 5 people died in Rosebank. The wall break away in Cozy. I talked for 5 years, non-stop in the parliament, on radio and on Facebook, begging them to fix the wall. I was given the impression that somebody from was come from Kathmandu. The impression I was given that somebody has to come from somewhere in Burkina Faso in Africa to come and do the engineering work. Lo and behold, some local fellas from North Leeward take 2 weeks and it costs them less than 20,000 to fix the wall. That goes to show you how little they think of the people of the beautiful constituency of North Leeward. And hence the reason why I'm saying to my people of North Leeward, we have to stand up, we have to show the Unity Labour Party. Ah, we know what are you. Just recently, they opened a smart hospital in the shop today. A smart hospital with no medication. Imagine that. A smart hospital open and you cannot even get enough injection shot down. That's real bad. Our country is at a crossroads. St. Vincent and the Grenadines, we are in the gutters. Our country needs a boost, need an upliftment, and all the Democratic Party is the restitution. We are saying to you, Vincent, my party, your party is saying, give us the opportunity to make things better for every Vincent. I am saying to you tonight, I am begging you, I'm asking you, tell your friends, tell your neighbors, that we can do better than this. This is not our Vincent people. We are accustomed to be resilient and hard-working. And all we want is a government that have our back. And the New Democratic Party is providing this opportunity for you. We have put our ideas on the table. We have men of competence and women of competence. And we are saying to you tonight, we are at rock bottom and we can't do no lower. But we're not moving. And in order to move forward, you must need a team that is ready. Not a tired, wash-up team with our old big belly man in charge. We need a team with a man set to stand up, face at the field. This man walk from North Leeward to Kingston and from Georgetown to Kingston. Dr. Friday is fit as a fiddle and is ready to take Clifford and Middle to the next level. Dr. Friday, you are what we need to take our country forward. You good partner? You know, I see Dave tonight. I see Dave tonight. This gentleman, we have the unique advantage. We were at university in Trinidad and Tobago when we were called to serve the people. We know the risk involved, but we put our country first and we come forward. For 19 years, we are in the wilderness because we want to make things better. And I am telling you, I want to repeat, I want to reiterate what my brother later said tonight. This is our last time in opposition. We are ready for government. But in order for us to do so, we must have the support of the people. You are critical to the Democratic Party effecting the change that is necessary. You, Central Leeward, you held the key to government and you were wrong. You still have that key. And you have to ensure that your brother, Benjamin Exeter, is given the full support. You have to come out in your numbers and you have to ensure that Central Leeward come home. You know, nature always say, in Central Leeward, he is the gatekeeper. Once you pass him, well, he might get you, but nature stands firm. You can't pass nature. Central Leeward, you must be on board because North Leeward, we rock solid. I want to say to you that before you leave. Ndp stand firm. Ndp be ready. Ndp be a warrior because now it's time for change. The New Democratic Party is giving a change, and we are saying to you tonight, vote us out, and we will make sure as our country move forward. My brothers, my sisters, as usual, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to be in your midst. I want the commitment from you. And tonight, we start the fight back. Tonight, we're standing firm. Tonight, we are sending a message to Ralph and company that your days are numbered and we are ready to take our country forward. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Patel mash up the party. We have just one more speaker for you tonight. And we're going to take a short break before we bring that speaker on stage. But there's a few things that I want to say to you tonight. You heard the candidates from the New Democratic Party. You heard Senator Kebakas Batiste tell you about the election petitions. Now listen to me. This is what I want you all to take away from here tonight. As we get closer and closer to that time, the inevitable, when a general elections is being called, I want you between now and then to remember a few things. Remember the state of our schools and the conditions that your sons and your daughters have to go through. You've seen the pictures. That is the talk of an education revolution that has failed under the ULP administration. I want you to look at our healthcare in this country. Look at the Milton K2 Memorial Hospital and the number of Vincentians who shake at the thought of having to go to the Milton K2 Memorial Hospital. Look at the health centers, the lack of medication in this country. I want you to look at the state of the economy in this country. Look at the amount of Vincentians who have turned to vending in this country to make a living. Barbecue, vending on the streets of Kingston and in your own communities and villages. I want you to look at your salary or whatever earnings you have at the end of every month, and then look at your bills, then look at your children, and look at your cupboards and the cost of food and the high cost and the standard of living in this country. I want you to remember that under this administration, public servants were not asked, there wasn't a debate, there wasn't any sort of dialogue about how much public servants in this country should get, other than just 1%, take it and hush your mouth. I want you to pay attention that once again, Liat, the Caribbean airline, is once again calling for money, else they will go under. St. Vincent and the Grenadines is a shareholder in Liat. And once again, Liat needs money. Where is this government going to find money to bail out Liat? And if they do find money to bail out Liat, we as Vincentians have a right to ask them and demand of them that they tell us where they get the money from, if they get money to bail out Liat, but couldn't get money to pay public servants in this country. Today, they have a meeting, or they had a meeting. I don't know how long the meeting is going to last. They called a meeting here in St. Vincent, heads of government, to try and figure out how they're going to bail out Liat, because guess what? This government back is against the wall. They have no money in this country. And I want you to remember all of that as we get closer and closer to a general election. Because there is only one government in waiting that has a solid plan to take this country out of the economic crisis that is in, and that is the NDP. That is the NDP. And tonight, you are going to hear from the leader and the president and the next prime minister of this country, who is going to lead us into that economic boom that was promised so long ago by a failed ULP administration, but will bring the new rising sun in this country, a new Democratic Party under the leadership of Dr. the Honorable Godwin Friday, and he is getting ready to speak to you next, ladies and gentlemen. Join us. Put your hands in the air. Make some noise. Clap, shake, wave, and welcome the next, my Prime Minister, your Prime Minister, the next leader of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Dr. the Honorable Godwin Friday. Good night to all you wonderful people here.
Thank you very much, I'll take it. When we came out here tonight, we came to you, the people, because so long ago it seems, we started this process of defending democracy in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The man who started it as the leader of the Democratic Party was the Honorable Arnhem Eustace. And he was supposed to be here tonight because he has to be front and center of this process until it comes to its just conclusion. But he couldn't make it tonight. But he asked me to convey to you his undying gratitude for the support that you have given to him and to the New Democratic Party, and the confidence you have placed in the party, and that you continue to do under my leadership. Mr. Eustace, and you're listening, we will continue to fight. And I let you know that there's lots of people here tonight. So many people have come out. And we ain't done yet.
No, start.
It's such a joyous feeling. Last night I was in Victoria Park. I know many of you were there because there were so many people. And I want to big up Vincy Heat. Give a round of applause for the management and the coach, but most of all for the team of very young players who came out and made us all proud. We're always proud of them, but of course when you win, we're even more proud of you. And we thank them so much for delivering the victory to be the champions of the Windward Island football competition. And we wish them well as they go forward, and we must continue to give them our support. As you know, yesterday was International Women's Day. And I want us to take this very seriously, because the New Democratic Party, you'd have seen from our articles in the newspaper and things you have heard, and what you have seen from the record of the party, we are a party that takes the equality of the rights of women in St. Vincent and the Grenadines very seriously. And this is why in government we have done so much to promote the equality of women in the workplace, in the home, in the society, and we will continue to do so. But we have to get back to government. We have to get back there to do the things that you want to see for your young girls, for your sisters, for your mothers. And we will do it all together. I want to also congratulate Skinny Fabulous for his wonderful hit and for winning the Road March Strong in Trinidad and Tobago. Not an easy thing to do. And we wish him well. It shows that we have tremendous talent in this country, and that when we get it right, we can do great things, even on a larger stage. That is what I want to do for the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We want the people to believe in themselves, to know that you can change your destiny. You don't have to depend on anybody to tell you how good you are, how deserving you are, how bright you are, or better, how much brighter than you they are. We can do it for ourselves. We in the Democratic Party, what we want to do, and what we promise you, is to unleash that potential within the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. This is why we fight so hard for all the things that you dream of. When we started the petitions, so many years ago it seems now, we knew that we had a strong case. Or we had strong cases in North Windward and here in Central Leeward. The Royal Sister K. Marcus Batiste, who is a lawyer in these matters, recount the evidence of the mutilated ballots. The ballots that were cast without the official mark on them. Of the illegal ballot boxes that did not conform to the law. You heard about all the irregularities and illegalities that were recounted and confirmed in the evidence that was given in the trial. We told you so long ago that what we were saying, what we observed, this was not a matter of just making up something or sour grapes because they say that Ndp didn't win the election. What we were standing up for was democracy in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We were standing up not just for the Ndp. We were and continue to stand up for the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Not just for the people who voted for the Ndp. It's for everybody. And I said that if I were the only person standing up, and I know I would not be, that I would pursue this matter because I knew it was just and it was right. And we have seen in the evidence that has come out in the court that it has confirmed the outcry that we made in 2015 after the elections. And we will continue to pursue it. We have reached the end yet. We have a lot more to do. The judge makes his decision on the 21st. We have presented the evidence from our witnesses. You have all the evidence from the respondents' witnesses. We always told you that we had confidence that once the matter goes to trial, that the people of this country will believe that the complaints that were made by the Democratic Party were just and right. But you know what their strategy was? This matter was never supposed to come to court. It was never supposed to go to trial. It was supposed to be delay after delay after delay until the election time comes 5 years ago. But if it was the last day before the announced election, we were still going to pursue this matter. Because we have to know what happened in 2015. We can't go back into another election without knowing what happened in 2015. And we cannot go back into another election without correcting all the wrongs that were done in 2015. That's right. What in 2010 and also in 2015. Well, in 2010 we had the problems that were done with the teachers. You remember that? We had the 3 teachers who came and ran for the Ndp. And the government signed an agreement with the teachers union and said that if the teachers did not prevail, if they didn't win the election, they could get their job back. But that was mostly what it was only supposed to happen for the ULP teachers, because when the Ndp teachers went back and asked for their jobs, they said no job for you. That was only aspirational. Well, I tell you what, the court ruled in favor of those 3 teachers. Now the government, give a round of applause for that. It shows the vindictiveness and the spite and the level, the depth to which this government will go to deprive people of their democratic rights. That was to frighten every other teacher in the service to say, don't come forward on behalf of any party unless you're running for the ULP. How else could you interpret that? Because if you don't prevail, if you don't win, we will punish you. We'll make sure you can't eat. And your family and all your pension will be taken away. Well, the court has said that the government behaved like a bandit and they have to give the teachers back the pension. So now we have the election petitions. The trial is done. Our lawyers have made their submissions to the court. Oral and written submissions. Some people came out and they listened, and we're grateful for that. But you must come out on the 21st. Yes. You must come out to hear the judgment of the court. At the main courthouse. And we have always said that this matter should have been done at the main courthouse. Because of the NIS building, the elevator wasn't working. They have to climb upstairs and only 20 or 30 people could hold inside. Now I'm told that the decision will be rendered at the regular courthouse down by the Parliament building. That's good. And that is what should always have been the case, so that the people can come and see their democracy and trial. They can come and hear the evidence and make up their own minds, as so many have done over the past 2 or 3 weeks. But we ain't done yet. I told you that. You've heard the speakers talk about the challenges we have ahead. And we have very serious challenges ahead. The whole business of the petition that was filed, it was to ensure that when the people vote, that their vote is counted, that the will of the people is reflected in the outcome of the election. And we believe in a free and fair election, and the Democratic Party will win hands down. So that is part of the process. Where do we go now? Now we have to make sure that we complete the process. The case will be decided. But the bigger decision to be decided is what happens in the next general elections. We had hoped we would have had elections 2 years ago when they filed the petitions. That like in Kenya, the matter would have been determined expeditiously as